Hi, welcome along to the Diaries. I'm Crystal. I'm so glad you decided to drop by today. Hope you're having a fabulous day so far. Or maybe it's nighttime when you're watching this. Maybe it's the middle of the night and you can't sleep. If so, I hope this either keeps you entertained or puts you to sleep. Let's move on. So today we are going to be doing just some speed reviews basically of a bunch of makeup products that I've picked up. I say products? Products that I have picked up over the last few weeks. So without any further ado, let's jump on in. All right, so you've heard me talk about this in one of my other videos. I might have even reviewed it, I can't remember, but I feel like I can review it even more now because I have been wearing this every single day for the last month. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk in light medium. It's the Nourishing Foundation, but to me, it's definitely more of a skin tint. It's in between. So it does have a little more coverage than a skin tint, but it's certainly a very lightweight coverage for a foundation, but a really beautiful, radiant coverage that I thoroughly enjoy. It looks very much just like your skin, but nicer. So I'm a big fan of this foundation. If you're looking for something that is a nice, lightweight, natural skin finish, this is potentially the one for you. Also, my skin type is very normal. I do get a little bit oily through the T-zone, but generally I have very normal skin. And this seems to do pretty well on my skin. It lasts pretty well for the type of foundation that it is. It's a radiant, light coverage foundation, so it's not gonna last forever, but it definitely wears off in a nice way. And I always powder through the T-zone and that seems to do the trick. Loving that one from CoverGirl. Next up, I have got the Kosas The Sun Show Bronzer in the shade Escape. So you have seen me use this in one of my previous videos. And this bronzer, I was a little bit hesitant to pick up to start with because when I looked at it in the store before putting it on my face, and even when I swatched it on my hand, it looked kind of like sparkly. It doesn't have any sparkles in it, but like a little bit of, I guess, a mica kind of sparkle to it. And then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try it on my face. And when I tried it on my face, it looked beautiful. It is the bronzer that I have on today. And I just think it's really pretty. It definitely has a beautiful radiance to it, a glowiness to it. It's lightweight on your skin. I really have been enjoying this. I do want to pick up the slightly fairer shade, which is Beachy. I want to get that one because now my skin is paler because here in Australia, we are in autumn and we will be in winter sooner than I'd like to think about. So I definitely want to pick up the Beachy shade as well because I think that will be super easy to blend into my complexion as it is at the moment. This one still blends in nicely, but it does take a little bit more work just because of the shade, nothing to do with the formula or the consistency of the product. I actually think it's really a really beautiful bronzer. So definitely hoping to get that in the shade Down. But for summer, this is gonna be the perfect shade. So I think I'll probably take that one overseas with me when I go do Euro summer. Okay. Now, I did a video with this one just recently as well. This is the Violette FR U Paint Twinkling. And I do have another video where I've used the greeny gold shade in this. This is a copper shade. It's called, I can never pronounce it, and I don't think it's legible on the bottle. Cuivre de something, which I will absolutely put in the description box for your benefit. But it's a beautiful copper shade. I actually have it on my eyes today, so you can see it in action. Has this little doe foot applicator, which does the job perfectly. And it's also nice and thin. I don't know how best to show you. Maybe that way. Yeah, it's very thin. So you can use this as an eyeliner as well if you want to. These can also be used in your waterline, but I have tried that and I cried like a baby because there's obviously something in there that my eyes aren't agreeing with. But as for wearing it as a normal eyeshadow, or even I've got it underneath the eye here today, completely fine, no irritation whatsoever. And I do have extremely sensitive eyes, so maybe bear that in mind. Most people probably won't even have a problem with wearing it in the waterline, but I'm very sensitive in my waterline. But I think this is a beautiful product. I love the color and I love the other one of these that I have as well. I do want to pick up a matte one at some point too, but they are very pricey here in Australia. They're like $55, somewhere around there. It's just everything in Australia is super expensive. So definitely worth it though. I really like them. They stay on very well. They last really well on the eye. So I have zero complaints. That's literally all I have all over the eye. And then I've just got a little touch of a Nude Stix highlighter in the corner there. Okay, moving on to this Mecca Max Brow Guru Control Gel. I'd like to know exactly what it's supposed to be controlling because it certainly isn't my eyebrows. Not at all. This does absolutely nothing to keep my stubborn eyebrow hairs in place. I have a couple of eyebrow hairs that want to point straight down and this lets them. So I think it's very, very average for the purposes of controlling anything. If, I don't know, maybe if you just want a groomed look and you don't have unruly eyebrow hairs, then it could be good for that. But if you in any way need something that is actually going to stick your eyebrow hairs where you want them, this is not the product. However, having said that, I actually use another Mecca Max Brow Guru product to do my eyebrows, and it is the one in the orange tube. It is so much better. That one is like a stronghold and it has a cushion on one side of the brush and then like the wand on the other half, and that one is really good. So I would not bother purchasing this. I got it for free because I'm a Mecca Beauty Loop member, but I'm glad I didn't pay for it because it's not good. Okay, next up I have got a new eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury. I already have a couple of Charlotte Tilbury eyeliners, more ready ones though. This one is the classic Pillow Talk shade, the Lip Cheat Pillow Talk, which basically matches my lip color. It's almost identical to my lip color, just slightly deeper. So it's very natural looking on me, which is what I wanted. I do like the Charlotte Tilbury formula. I think it stays on your lips really well. It lasts for ages. It's also really easy to apply. It's nice and creamy. I don't know why I'm sitting so high. It's like I'm on a phone book. Does anyone even remember phone books? Just me? Okay, cool. But yeah, I think these are really good quality lip liner pencils. So I do recommend the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners. It's funny, obviously I like this shade Pillow Talk because I bought it in a lip liner, but I don't like the lipstick in Pillow Talk. Like I just don't find it does anything for me, and probably because it's almost identical to my natural lip color. So, but yes, the lip liner, excellent. Very happy with the lip liner. Now, I have been thoroughly enjoying falling back in love with MAC Cosmetics. You know, MAC is a brand that a lot of us, especially, you know, in your 30s or 40s, was using when you were younger, and it was super exciting, especially here in Australia, because we didn't actually have any MAC stores early on, especially not where I live. And so when I would go overseas, I'd walk into a MAC shop and be like, oh, this is incredible. And so, yeah, MAC was pretty special. And I feel like since it's become more accessible and available, it's just like everything in life, right? You maybe start to take it for granted a little bit. I will say there's not a MAC foundation that I enjoy thus far. I don't really like MAC foundations. I do enjoy their powders though. I think they've got some good powders. And I really am enjoying their blushes lately too. I've picked up 2 new blushes from MAC. I have the Extra Dimension blush in Hushed Tone and Cheeky Bits. Love the names. So yeah, let me swatch them for you. I am wearing this one, Hushed Tones, on my cheeks today, and I think it's really very beautiful. So Hushed Tones is, I guess, almost like a peachy pink, but it looks kind of bronzy on the cheeks, which I really enjoy. I think it's such a beautiful finish. And just for reference, I also brought with me, because I wasn't sure, I thought these might be kind of similar, but we'll find out, the RMS Maiden's Blush. It's the Redimension Hydra Blush in Maiden's Blush, the shade. So you can see, so in the pan. Oh, okay, well this one looks a bit peachier, but anyway, let's just pop it next to that one so we can compare. These ones are obviously feel a lot more cushiony than the MAC ones. This is the RMS one. Now I do love RMS beauty products. I love them. They make some stunning things that I'm a big fan of. And I do like that they do formulate more cleanly. And they both have a beautiful radiance to them. So Maybe if you're looking for an alternative to the RMS, you might want to try the MAC blushes if they're more easily accessible where you are potentially. But anyway, I'm a big fan. I think that's beautiful. I don't think there's is there a huge amount of price difference? Let me just have a little look. I do feel like the good thing about MAC is that they have sales quite regularly as well. So, okay, so the MAC Extra Dimension blush is $55. And then let's see how much the RMS Beauty blushes are. Now there are refills for the RMS ones, so that's something to take into account. Sorry, just a message from my friend Luce, who just had a baby. So I can't wait to meet the little baba. Right, okay, so the RMS Redimension blushes are $60 from Mecca. So this is Australian dollars, obviously, but you can buy the refill for $48. So yeah, if you want something maybe a little cheaper, totally up to you. Maybe these MAC blushes could be an option, but I think they are absolutely gorgeous on. Let me show you choky bits. Get my choky bits out. Woo! It's not that kind of video, guys. That's behind a paywall. Okay, so I love this shade. It's so beautiful. Here. Sorry, I can't separate these. Separate those fingers. And find some room on here amongst the other swatches. Here we go. So this is the shade Cheeky Bits. It's super pretty. Very beautiful spring-like shade for those of you who are in spring currently. And you can build it up so it's even more intense and opaque. I wore this yesterday and it looked beautiful. So yeah, I am really enjoying these MAC Extra Dimension blushes. And you already know if you've been here before that the MAC Glow Play formula I think is from heaven, and the shade So Natural is one of my all-time favorite blushes. It never fails to look beautiful on the skin. So if you haven't checked out the Glow Play formula, I really highly recommend you do. Okay, so big fan of those. They get a big tick from me. Now, another blush product I have, which is actually a blush lip product, and you would have seen me use Nude Stix in my videos before because I love them, but I picked up the shade Poppy Girl, did a video with this actually, and I'm obsessed, so obsessed that I've picked up 2 more in the Sephora sale, so I'm just waiting for those to come. So Poppy Girl is one of the dewy finishes, so it's Dewy Bloom. And look at this, isn't it so beautiful? I mean, Poppy is the perfect way to describe that. It's so stunning. Makes a beautiful blush that lasts on the cheeks all day. I have no issues with that. And it also makes a stunning, stunning lip product. I actually adore these on the lips as well as the cheeks. So most times if I get something that's like, you can wear it on your cheeks and your lips, I only really like it in one place. Like it's always better in one place than the other, but I honestly can't pick. I think these look amazing as blushes and just as amazing as lipsticks or lip products. So I love them, clearly. Also in front of me, I have got from Viseart, one of the Fleurette palettes, and this is the shade Bisous. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you say it. Probably isn't. But this is the kind of peachy face palette from them, which I ordered this one a long time ago, and instead they sent me the Fleurette Amour by mistake, and I actually was so glad they did because I would never have bought it, but I actually really, really like it. I think it's really pretty. Very gorgeous cool tone lilac story, and I'm not normally a cool tone freak. Like, you know, they're okay, but I actually really like that palette. So in contrast, we have this one here, which I like. I think the blushes, the colors are beautiful, although I do love a radiance. So what I tend to do, because these are just normal blushes, they're not radiant blushes, I will put a cream highlighter underneath and then apply the blush atop. And so it's a really nice finish that way. I do really like the shades in this palette, but I kind of wish there was a lighter inner corner highlight shade. I mean, it doesn't matter, let's be honest, it's not quite the end of the world. So those are the eyeshadow colors, which look very pretty in real life. That's sort of like a pink to blue, pale blue shift. And then the blushes, we have got a lovely peach shade and very pretty pink. Now, what I will say is if you're someone who likes more dramatic makeup, this isn't for you. Although the blushes are actually nice and impactful and colourful. They're really pretty on the skin. I do really like the blushes. But the eyeshadows are very soft. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the brown matte has pigment, but the shimmers are definitely not like you expect if you use a lot of indie eyeshadow brands. The shimmers in indie eyeshadow palettes and lines are like next level. These are not those, but they look very pretty. They remind me of like ballerinas. They look beautiful like a ballerina would. So I do enjoy that palette from Viseart. I'm glad that they sent it out for me. The customer service was fantastic from Viseart. I ordered directly through the website and they resent me the other one straight away. So no complaints there. Okay, so on my eyes today, I have got a green eyeliner. Nice green eyeliner. And that is my newest addition to the MAC Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner Club. You know, I've got a few of these. You would have seen these in my videos before because I think they're really, really good. These ones you can put in, well, I can put in my waterline and not cry. So that's pretty cool. They also last for bloody ever on your face. This is such a beautiful green shade. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a little metallic as well. And this is the shade Pool Shark. So I really enjoy these pencils, so much so that I picked up another. This is when MAC was having a sale. So it's when I do all my shopping, when things are on sale. And this one is called Hellbent, and it's supposed to be a black but with multicolored pigments in it. So let's see. So it looks more gray, but it's very pretty. It's got a really, really pretty reflectiveness about it. And depending on kind of where you look, see, it does look black from different angles. And then it looks kind of like this beautiful shimmery, bluey, gray situation. So these eyeliners are fabulous. If you're looking for colored eyeliners, I definitely think you could check out the MAC Color Excess Gel Liner formula because they have some beautiful colors and they're really good pencils. I use them almost daily. Definitely give those a tick of approval. And I have sensitive eyes, so yeah, might be helpful to know. Okay, so we're down to the last few bits and pieces here. And you probably would have seen I've put up a video with the Tarte lip vinyls that I collected recently. I also have done a short swatching the 4 shades that I picked up. The one I have on today with the Pillow Talk lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury is the rosy brown shade. And with this color, I feel like I put it on and then I have to blot it because it just looks really brown on my lips if I don't take off a bit of product. But then when I take off that top layer, it's got more of that nice pink undertone, like it's browny, but it still has that pink undertone. So that's my favorite way to apply this lip vinyl from Tarte. The formula itself, I would say, is probably closest to the original Maracuja Juicy Lip formula. I definitely think so. It's a little goopy, but I don't mind that at all. I like the formula. I do think that the formula varies slightly. Well, I mean, I guess because you've got, so I've got 2 of the opaque ones, Hibiscus as well, which is a beautiful pink one. If you want to see these shades, I definitely have swatching videos with them. And then I've got the Shimmering Cranberry. Okay, now this one does feel lighter, like it's nowhere near as goopy on my lips, but it's not a very obvious shimmer. So if you're someone who's not really into like sparkles in your lip products, this could be something that you enjoy because instead it just almost has this kind of beautiful light reflectiveness. Definitely you cannot see any sparkles on the lips, like no glitter sparkles, you know, it's just very pretty and light reflective. And so that might be something that you actually like. I can see tiny little sparkles on my hand, but they're so delicate and I don't see them on my lips. So that might be something that you're into if you want something a bit more subtle as far as sparkle goes for your lips. And then the other one I had was the Billy hair floating around in front of me. He's just lying here. He had a haircut today. It's very pretty. So sorry, yeah, this is the Sheer Berry shade, which is less goopy than the other ones. I will just swatch that. Sometimes I do feel like they don't necessarily go on super evenly, so I do have to kind of maneuver them a little bit to get them to look how I like, but it's certainly not a difficult thing to do. So I do like those. I think they're really nice. And I now have a massive collection of Tarte Maracuja products. I have some from every line that they have done. Finally, oh, actually, sorry, almost finally, semi-finally. We're in the semi-finals, folks. This is another MAC product, and it is the, oh crap, it doesn't say what it's called, but it's one of the, I think it's the Powder Kiss Slim lipsticks. The shade is Sweet Cinnamon, and I really, really like this product, so much so that I want to order the shade Peppered Pink. So it's just a little twist up. I love a slim stick. I'm all about it. And I do think that these look lovely on the lips. They give the lips a very airbrushed appearance. So it's a very soft airbrushed look, not like a hard matte look. And they feel just very light and powdery on the lips as well. So I'm really enjoying this formula. I was really surprised at how it wore as well. So I hadn't worn it before, and I wore it to a rehearsal, and I couldn't believe how nice it looked later on in the night. So yes, it had faded, but it had faded evenly, which was delightful. There was no, scary ring around my lips. So I really enjoyed that. I'm definitely gonna try and get that Peppered Pink shade. I think that'll be really good it's like a nice kind of, almost similar to the shade Pillow Talk, but a bit pinkier maybe. Yeah. Definitely enjoyed that. I think Mac's killing it at the moment. Also, I finally wanted to touch on the Tarte Key Largo Glow product. So I've got mine in Bronze Glow, and I've used quite a few bronzing drop products over my days. And I think this one might be the one I like the most. So this is the color. It's so beautiful and liquidy. It's really nice, light, thin, liquidy consistency. And it does look beautifully radiant on the hand and on the face, because let's face it, that's probably where you're gonna be wearing it. But yeah, definitely you can mix that with your moisturizer and it looks beautiful under your foundation, or you could mix it with your foundation. I think this is a really nice product. I have noticed though that I don't tend to use bronzing drops very much in life. I have all these bronzing drops and I barely use them. So, but I definitely think that if I were in the mood for some bronzing drops, these are the ones that I would pick up and go for, because I think these are lovely, and I'm pretty sure they have some really nice skin loving ingredients in there too. Like I'm gonna say the hyaluronic acid or niacinamide. So yeah, I think these are lovely, and I think that's a really nice shade, especially for someone around my skin tone. So that is everything that I wanted to run through with you today. All the stuff that I've picked up and I've been using lately. I just wanted to let you know my thoughts on them and whether they're good, bad, or, like, average. So I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if there's anything that you've tried and you loved, or you tried them and you hated them. I'm always interested to hear your opinions, because makeup is so subjective. We all have different faces, we all have different skin, we all have different preferences. So what works for one person is not necessarily going to work for someone else. But please subscribe before you leave, because I'd love to see you back here again. I have ordered the new Lethal Cosmetics palette, the eyeshadow palette, which probably won't get to me for like a month, because I could not be forking out for express postage. It was like going to cost me something like 50 Australian dollars. So it's just going to get here when it gets here. I have also ordered the new lipstick and lip liner to try from Glaminatrix, and some of the blushes that they brought out not very long ago. So I'm looking forward to trying those out as well. So yeah, that's it from me. Have a fantastic day or night, and I hope I've cured your insomnia. You're probably snoring right now. I'll see you again very soon. Please leave a comment and a thumbs up.